What was your first major, like, I guess, marketing gig in the music industry outside of what you were doing for yourself?
The first major one was Jeezy. That's how everybody knew me. So before that, like I started with DTP and Ludacris. That was my very first like industry job. They were still Def Jam South at the time actually. They had just opened the office off of Peachtree, which is now like a parking deck, but it used to be the Def Jam South building would have been right behind Club Visions when Club Visions was on
Visions.
They had an office back there in like a little brick plaza. So I just walked in one day and was like, yeah, I looked up y'all address on I don't know if it was the phone book or I don't even know if it was Google at the time. 'Cause we were talking about the late 90s, early 2000s. And I'm like, yeah, I just found y'all address. Y'all looking for somebody? And they was like, you want an intern? Sure, let's do it. And that's literally how I got the job. I walked in the door and they hired me on the spot. And so I did that for a little while. I went on to work with DJ Toomp. This is like after, this is like had to be 02, 03. This is after trap music. This is when him and Tip is in full stride.
Yeah, trap music just celebrated 20 years
exactly.
yesterday.
One of my favorite albums. One of my favorite albums.
Yeah, we can go into that.
3 times. Yeah,
whatever y'all want to talk about on that end, we got it.
No. We can do that.
Yeah, and so I did Toomp for a while. He was starting his label End Zone. He had a cat named Sugar Sugar that had this song called Do It With No Hands. That was one of my favorite songs at the time. And then from there, I went and I was still kind of doing a little bit for DTP. I was working like Player Circle Records and Bobby V, like Bobby V's first couple of records. And while I was in Macon, working the record, I meet Kinky B, who was Jeezy's partner. I actually meet a whole bunch of guys down in Macon. And it just kind of came full circle a few years later where I ended up working for Jeezy and became the VP of marketing for his label. So this is at the very beginning of the Jeezy run. This is Trap or Die, TM101. This is like the beginning of the
my
Snowman.
favorite stuff. Yeah,
it's one of the biggest
stuff.
buzzes I've ever seen in the city.
Yeah,
I tell people it's the biggest Atlanta buzz that I've ever seen. That 1,000%.
It was 1,000%. It was the biggest. It was a lot of serendipity, a lot of hard work, but it was good music. A lot of smart people in the room at the same time. A lot of young, youthful ignorance.
Yeah,
which was great. You know what I'm saying? When you don't know what you don't know.
You ain't scared.
Yeah, when you're
not scared. You're trying everything. So we like, oh, why can't we just plaster Peachtree Street with posters? Why can't we just take over Northside Drive? Oh, we didn't know we couldn't do that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So people would drive down Northside Drive and Peachtree, and there's 10,000 snowman posters. And everybody's like, I've never seen
that snowman was
never
iconic.
Seen the takeover like that.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like it was real. You know, the internal team.
Yeah,
we were using one of my mentors, Real from Real Street Promo at the time. So like he had his team, we had our team. It was just humongous. But like I said, a lot of good people, and it's just like I said, serendipity, right? We got prime BMF era, Jeezy on the come up. You know what I'm saying? The city,
city's still popping. City's still popping. City's still popping back then. City's still popping back then.
Like everything that could go right was going right at that time for us, and it was just perfect timing.
Right. Yeah.
Well,